Mic check.
Video.
All right. Good afternoon, 39 people. Good afternoon. How is everyone doing? We are just waiting for a few more people to log in so we can start our webinar. So, we are actually expecting 115 participants yung nag-register. Okay, so nagdugang na. We have 45 people na sa Zoom. So, kasi may ara pa ka mo dira neighbors or seatmates or colleagues nga feeling ninyo maga-benefit or curious to know what is psychological safety. So please inform them to log in now so we can start our webinar on time. Thank you. Hello everyone. So time check, it's 1:32 in the afternoon. So while waiting for other people to settle in, we would like to remind you of the following house rules. So, but before that, I would like to say hi to our 70 participants joining us this afternoon. Hello everyone. How are you? I hope that you're all doing well. And for the house rules, first, no, attendance is a must. Don't forget to fill out the attendance form, which will be given to you later at the end of the webinar session. And number two, kindly change your meeting name to this format. No, so your division or your program underscore then your complete name. So for example, LDS underscore Christine Doliente. So uh, number three is let us show respect to our invited speakers. Please mute your microphone when the RP or the host is talking. Later, you will have your time to speak naman at the end of this of the resource person session. We will have our open forum. And then number four, we would like to remind everyone that no submission of evaluation form and learning action plan or LAP form means no certificate of attendance for you. So the evaluation link and the link for the lab form will be sent later at the end of the session. And please avoid any typographical error when you are answering the evaluation form because whatever man i-input ninyo dira, amo man na siya ang amon nga ibutang sa inyong certificate. And also please avoid any typographical error man when typing in your email addresses kay dira na siya namon is-send ang inyong um, certificate. And also, please be reminded that we will only be accepting your evaluation and the lab form 7 days after or 1 week lang gid after this webinar session. So that's it for the house rules. So we have 83 people in the house joining us via Zoom and via YouTube. We have two watching from via YouTube. So hello, good afternoon. Kamusta ka mo tanan? Have you eaten your lunch? So ano inyo sundaan? All right. So we will give 5 more minutes for other people to log in. So while waiting for the other people to log in, we would like to know kung kamusta ka mo this afternoon. Okay, how are you this afternoon? How are you feeling? I can see Ma'am Vinya. Hello, Ma'am Vinya. Good afternoon. How are you doing po? Kamusta ni mong gisudaan kagina sa lunch? Okay, HRPPMS present. Thank you, HRPPMS, for the support. Si Ma'am Serlin Isula, sorry, no come. It's okay, ma'am. Ang imo nga presence is, gidya, more than enough, maski wala ka na sang camera. Okay, how about the other? Si Ma'am Vinya. Ma'am Vinya, chicken. Ano nga chicken, ma'am? Adobo, sarsyado, sana all. Adobo. Okay, adobo. How about the others? Okay, kamusta ka mo? So, while waiting pa, no, we have 85 participants already. So, joining us sa Zoom. So thank you, Gid, for taking the time out of your busy schedule, no, to join us this afternoon. I know nga busy gid ang tanan kasi end of the year na, damo-damo sa mga activities. So we are grateful nga nag-spare ka mo sang time to be with us this afternoon. And if you know somebody, your colleagues or your friend nga feeling nyo gusto nila they want to know what is psychological safety or feeling nyo mag-benefit sila sa aton nga webinar this afternoon, please share sa ila ang link, no, and para maka-join man sila because capacity naman sa Zoom natin is 1,000. So 90 pa lang kita. So there's damo pa ang pwede ma-accept. Okay, we have a message also from MOO Nabas present. Charlene Gallardo. Hello, Ma'am Charlene. Special shout out. Hello, Ma'am Charlene Gallardo, Larnie Marie Tamonan, Jamaica Marma Alcedo. Okay, hello. Thank you, Gids, sa pag upod sa amon this afternoon. Okay, so before we start, we will be sharing one more time no the house rules. Thank you.
Recording in progress.
All right. So time check. It's 1:39 p.m. Let us start our webinar. Hello once again sa ating 115 participants. So welcome to our webinar entitled Fostering Psychological Safety, Creating a Safe Workplace. So I'm Christine Grace Doliente, your facilitator this afternoon. With me are the LDS team headed by our beautiful section head, Mamiya Cercado. Naka-on. And Ami Sinuben. Of course, with us man, of course, ang aton nga ever supportive, no, nga tech support from the RICTMS. We have Michael Camandillo, Mr. Mark Eslaban, and of course, ang aman nga, dati man nga part of the LDS, Miss Maybelline Palencia. All right, so to kick off our session, let us take a moment to center ourselves. We'll begin with a short prayer to be followed by our DSWD quality pulse.
Dear Father God, we come before you as we begin this webinar. May your guidance and wisdom bless the resource person and facilitators. Grant enlightenment and inspiration to the participants through the discussions in the open forum. We humbly seek your help for the success of this webinar. Amen.
Touching lives, empowering people, uniting communities. Indeed, the Department of Social Welfare and Development has been true in carrying out its duty to the nation, that is providing the poor, vulnerable, and disadvantaged people with maagap at mapagkalingang serbisyo amid all challenges, anytime and anywhere. Hence, to strengthen and foster this commitment and dedication, the department proudly vows to D. Deliver, coordinate, and monitor social protection programs and services to the poor, vulnerable, and disadvantaged population towards a fair, just, and peaceful society. S. Sustain a culture of excellence through continual improvement of systems, mechanisms, and procedures in the delivery of programs and services. W. Work with integrity and adhere to ethical standards for the customer satisfaction and quality service by complying with the DSWD mandates and other pertinent laws. And D. demonstrate genuine concern for the poor, prompt compassionate service, and free from any form of corruption. With this commitment, the department will continue to reach more people, conquer greater heights, and carve a remarkable name in the field of public service in the country and around the world. Puso at galing sa serbisyo, serbisyong galing sa puso, para sa aysong biyahe.
All right. So once again, good afternoon to 139 people joining us here sa Zoom. And also we have 10 participants joining us through YouTube. So here is the link for those nga may kabudlayan sila to join us via Zoom kahit kinahanglan pa siya i-install. So they can join us via through YouTube. So here is the link, flashed on your screen. You can take a screenshot and then share it to your friends nga gusto mag-join. All right, so thank you. We are so grateful, Ged, to see many of you here. Nadugangan na 145. Hello, thank you, Ged. Especially nga end of the year na sa kag ang aton nga topic subong is very important kid and very relevant kid kate psychological safety. We hear this phrase often, especially sa office, but what does it truly mean ba? What is the meaning ba of psychological safety? So this afternoon, amo na siya i-tackle natin. We'll explore what psychological safety looks like sa office, why it is important or essential, and most importantly, how can we cultivate it in our workplace. So we will have a very full good nga discussion this afternoon because we have invited an RP to speak about this. And thank you, Gid Saliwat, for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be with us. We're so thankful, Gid. And we would like to give a special shout out to DSWFO 6 staff who joined us today via Zoom. 150 na kata. We have from the Kalahi office joining through YouTube. Hello, Sir Mark Katage. Okay, good afternoon also, Sir Francis Hilospan. Okay, and I can see here, okay, so from the Promotive Service Division, can you please type in mabuhay? Because I can see, makita agad si Ma'am Judith Tanate Barado. If you are from Promotive Services Division, please type in the word mabuhay so we can acknowledge you and give you a special shout out. Okay, so hello, mabuhay, Mr. Ronel, Shara, Charmaine. Okay, so Diandra. Pay RI sa TMS siya, pero nakamabuhay siya. Okay, so welcome, kid. Thank you. Also, Ma'am Judith, mabuhay, Ma'am Judith. Also, we have I can see some staff joining us, from the admin division. Okay, can you please give us a heart naman? Heart? Okay. Wala sang from the admin division? Or base nagatype so sa kadamo sa taga-promotive? Thank you, Gid. Okay, how about from DRMD? Do we have participants from DRMD? All right. Can you please give us a fire? Nagabaga-baga? Okay, how about from, okay, kadamo sa mabuhay. So how about from the HRMDD? Can you please give us a thumbs up? Okay, sa kadamo, there's ang taga HRMDD. Okay, thank you, Gid, sa support. HRMDD family. So, next up, we have si Sir Jam, Sir Sherwin. Okay, thank you, Gid. I can see also, okay. HRPPMS, so complete sila, pass, no? Thank you, Gid. And also, do we have participants from the innovation, very new good in division, innovation division? Do you have participants? Okay, how about from the policy and plans division? Okay, please give us also a thumbs up so we can give you a shout out. Okay, how about from si Ma'am Ana? Hello, Ma'am Ana, from the Protective Service Division. Okay, please give us a heart naman. Protective. Okay, we have Ma'am Vinya. Hello, Ma'am Vinya. And do we have participants from the SWAT office? Guimaras, Rojas, Antique, Negros, Aklan, okay, and of course, Iloilo. Okay, do we have participants? Okay, and next, of course, centers and institutions. Okay, so under naman sila sa ano no, sa protective. Okay, so thank you, Gid. Nadugangan man natin yung participants, 175. Thank you, thank you. And before we begin, no, thank you, Gid, for being here. Before as we continue, we would like to know how you are doing. So, by using the emoji, no, can you please share with us how you're feeling right now? Are you happy, sad, ecstatic, hungry, sleepy? Okay, si Ma'am Vinya, why nga upside down yung emoji niya, happy face, Ma'am Vinya. Si Ma'am Cynthia naman ah funny face. Si Sir Francis, cold face. Why cold face? Lamig the crossing yung officer ay. Si Ma'am Lulu, why nga adong almost makry ka na. Kasi wow, si Ma'am Iris na dollar sign, wala pa ni guro buhay ng iya nga ano, nga bonus. Sim, okay. May aircon na kami sa POO, yay! Congrats. Okay, si Deandra nakasmirk. Okay, so damo sang happy, no? So kami man diri subong sa LDS, ang amon nga emoji is happy. Very happy gid kay kadamo sa nag-attend sa amon nga webinar. So thank you gid. So we are asking you, no, kamusta ka mo because we would like to know kung ang inyong energy levels. Kasi 'di ba Tuesday pa lang, kamusta? Okay pa? Kaya pa? So, we want to honor, no, na everyone nga joining us here sa Zoom and sa YouTube comes with different na energy levels. And we want to make sure also nga we recognize and affirm that whatever you're feeling right now is valid, and we hope that we will be able to create a space for you where you can where you are seen, heard, and you feel that you really belong. So far tanan man is happy, may harap pa ganing a heart, no, in love ni siya guro. Okay, so that's good to know. So um trigger warning lang, no? Like what I said, our topic this afternoon is about psychological safety. So before we proceed, I'd like to issue, no, a gentle reminder lang or warning because basi may matouch kita bala nga sensitive issues that could bring up bala mga past nga mga experiences or feelings of discomfort sa inyo. So, please remember lang that your well-being is our priority here sa LGS. So, if at any point nga you feel during the webinar you feel overwhelmed or triggered, it's okay, no, to step away or to leave the session. So, we would understand that. Okay, so much with the introduction. Let us now proceed naman sa aton nga welcome message. So to give us a welcome message, we would like to call on our Chief Administrative Officer and also our HR MDD Chief, Sir Ryan E. De La Gente.
Thank you very much, Miss Tin. How's my audio?
Audible, sir. Okay.
Okay, sige. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to all the division chiefs present this afternoon, to all our section heads, our technical staff, field workers, admin staff, everyone. No? Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all angels in red vests. So this afternoon, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you to today's webinar, Fostering Psychological Safety, Creating a Safe Workplace. So this is a great opportunity for us as members of the DSWD family to learn how can we make our workplace a space where everyone feels comfortable to speak up, share ideas, and work without fear or worry. So gone are the days nga daw nakulbaan kita, no, to talk about everything, to talk with our supervisors, no. Though gone are the days nga bisan mag sabat, no, or mag reply to a question ga kudog kita, no. So this afternoon, no, that will be the coverage of our topic. No, let me give you a light-hearted example. No, let's say think of a relationship like Alden and Catherine. Wow, Alden and Catherine. No, so wala na akong may madumduman, pasensya, no. Alden tells, for example, no, Alden tells Catherine, I think pineapple belongs on pizza. Now, instead of laughing or dismissing Alden, Catherine says, really? Tell me why you like it. No? So they end up sharing ideas, laughing, and even planning to try new recipes. It's this simple, no? Everyday kindness and openness that builds trusts. It's the same, no? With inside our office. Now imagine this in our office. Staff member suggests a new way to manage a process. Instead of shutting it down, their supervisor says, that's interesting idea. Let's explore it further. No? Just like Catherine and Alden, this creates a space, a safe space where people feel heard, valued, and encouraged to share without fear. Tama ba, no? Nga wala kita nakulbaan to talk about things inside our office, to discuss matters, no, nga hindi kita na curtail, no, sang mga unwelcoming environment, no. So this is what today's webinar is all about, no, learning how to build that same level of trust and openness in our workplace, whether we're in the field or in the office, no. Psychological safety helps us grow as a team, no, innovate and work better together. Makahulag ka sang komportable if you feel safe with your co-workers, no. So this afternoon we are privileged to have a resource person who has a feel of what DSWD as a workplace, no, because our resource person was part of our family, no, a year ago, no. Siguro, no, later, no, she will be properly introduced. A young and a beautiful lady, no, a top-notch guidance counselor, no. So bahala na kung sino ma-introduce karon, no. So let's make most of this session, no. Feel free to participate, ask questions, and share your own experiences, no. So together, let's make DSWD not just a workplace, but a community where care and support thrive, no. Thank you for joining this webinar. Welcome, and let's enjoy learning together. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Muted ka, Miss Tin.
Okay, so sorry. So again, thank you so much, Sir Ryan, for that inspiring na message. Kag habo ko gini sana all nakalantaw na sang movie ni Alden kag ni Catherine. Thank you, sir. No, we appreciate your leadership and your support in ensuring kita diri no sa HRMDD and sa DSWD, foster natin yung culture of psychological safety. So at this point, we would like to, let's grab this opportunity, to have a photo ops with Sir Ryan. Okay. I would like to request everyone to please turn on your microphone. I'm sorry, turn on your videos. Turn on your videos so we can have a photo ops with Sir Ryan. Okay, so Sir Michael Camadillo will take the photo. Sir, are you ready na? Okay, sige. In a count of 3, okay, so first 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, na Sir. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, next slide. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, next slide pa, ma'am. Okay, next slide. Ano naman? DSWD pose naman. 1, 2, 3, DSWD pose. All right, thank you. Very good sila. Okay, do we have a next slide pa, ma'am? All right, so my last slide pa kita. Okay, sige, for the next slide naman, ano naman, like this one. Parang check. Okay, sige, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you for being so game. Okay, thank you so much, Sir Ryan. Okay, so let's proceed, no? So before we formally start the session, we would like to remind you again of the housekeeping or house rules. So please keep your microphones muted during the presentation. Okay, you can use the chat box for your questions or clarifications because this will be addressed during the open forum naman. So we have Ami Sinubeno who will take note of your questions. And then we encourage for you to stay engaged during the course of this webinar and please be respectful throughout the session. Again, the attendance, the evaluation form, and the lab form will be issued at the end of the webinar. So when answering the evaluation and the lab form, please make sure that you put in your correct email address and your complete name because our kung ano man ang input niyo dira amo na siyang ibutang namon. And then we will be entertaining all of your questions or inquiries regarding the lab form and the certificate 7 days or a week after sang event. Okay, so without further ado, kay kabalo ako nga damo, nagit sa excited sa inyo to learn what is psychological safety. I would like to pass the mic to our section head, Mamia B. Cercado. For the rationale and to properly introduce our speaker this afternoon. Mamiya?
All right, thank you so much, Miss Tian. So I'd like to, at this point, I'd like to share the rationale of this webinar. As the flash on the screen, the Human Resource Management and Development Division, through its Learning and Development section and in coordination with the RICTMS, continues to provide learning development interventions that aims to enhance the competencies of staff to become more productive and the respective line of work. So for 2024, we've already conducted three webinars, as follows: stress management for better mental health. That was, I think, last June. And then a month after, we had the Money Talks, the Financial Literacy 101, na amo ni siya record high attendance, I think 800 plus. So, damo interested sa kung Money Talks. So, dapat may 102 na ni Etienne next year. Financial Literacy 102, not that 101. Kay records high attendance ni natin or attendee specific topic. All right, next. Okay, so I'd like to pick up a word from Sir Ryan's welcome message a while ago that he mentioned about safe place. So um safe place. So just be reminded that this webinar is a safe place for us to learn. So perhaps you will be given the opportunity to share as well your learning. So amo na ginahambang nga wala, there's no wrong or right answer. If you feel like sharing your thoughts, just feel free. If you're not comfortable sharing it verbally, you can type your thoughts or your ideas sa ato na chat box. That's really welcome. So this is a safe place to learn and unlearn and appreciate new things. And we hope now we could really define our safe places as well. So without further ado, I'd like to share. I'm given this task to the snippet of the background of our subject matter expert. Snippet na siya, pero 10 pages ni. Bear with me. So this is to vouch the credentials and competence of our subject matter experts. So she's a graduate of a Bachelor of Science in Psychology from the University of the Philippines Visayas, and the same university also earned her master's in education, major in guidance and counseling. So allow me to share as well her professional experiences. So she started her professional job as a case manager for 7 months from the Iloilo Children Welfare Foundation. And then right after that, she was hired as a university psychometrician. No, it's flash on the screen from St. Paul's University for 4 years. Then after that, she was also one of the angels in red vests, for 2 years. So under the human resource, under the HRMDD for as administrative officer for. Currently, she's the senior psychosocial counselor of the University of the Philippines, Visayas. So nagbalik gid man siya sa iyang school. So she's currently the senior psychosocial counselor since August 2024. So for her professional affiliation, she's presently a member of the Philippine Guidance and Counseling Association since 2023, and at the same time, Psychological Association of the Philippines since 2016. So she's a licensed psychometrician, at the same time a registered guidance counselor. So that rank 8th place nationwide last 2023 guidance and counseling licensure examination. With that, she was recognized as our praise awardee last 2023 under the special citation category nga Pusong Angking Galing. So help me welcome, let me borrow Sir Ryan's adjective, the young and beautiful lady, Miss Mary Raislin T. Barcelona.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I hope my audio is clear to all. Hello, good
Yes.
afternoon. Thank you, Ma'am
Good
Nia. Okay. Again, good afternoon. It's so nice. I'm glad to somehow this feels a bit of a reunion, especially to people I've worked with before. So thank you so much to LDS for this opportunity as well. Uh, so yeah, it's so nice to see familiar names lang because virtual kita. Hindi ko makita ang faces. Pero yun. Pero this afternoon, I am tasked to talk about psychological safety nga. So hope you could give me a minute to set up my screen. All right. Is my screen visible now? Did you see my screen? All right. Okay.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. All right. Thank you. So, today I will be tackling a topic that is, I would say, relatively new in the area of workplace well-being because much of the discussion surrounding workplace success or well-being or job satisfaction have traditionally focused on external factors such as, for example, job security, pay. That's why siguro that I heard before, everyone's so interested with money talks, diba? Because, well, that's why we work anyway. And also, so, when we talk about workplace wellness, we often look at work-life balance, the perks, and all that, and even the bigger concepts of mental health, which has been really huge the past few years. But today we will be zeroing into something uh, more something that we could actually see and do and create in our everyday tasks, in our everyday work, which is psychological safety. Okay. These aspects, the ones we will discuss today, this afternoon, while essential, they are often overlooked but these are very important in the way we work, and it affects a lot of aspects uh, in our day-to-day experiences at work. All right. So with that, I'd like to start off this discussion with. Anyway, I hope we could make this discussion as interactive as possible from time to time. I may be uh, asking you questions, or if you have questions or something to share as well, feel free to place them in the chat box. Okay. So my first question to start off is, what holds a team together? What do you think holds a team together? You could base it on your experience, the way what you see in your team, for example, what you have read, perhaps what you have studied on. What holds a team together? If you have answers, please put them in the chat box. I see here friendship, same hobbies or similarities. That's right. What else? What makes the team work, for example, or what uh, makes a team effective? Respect. That's right. Understanding. Yeah. Support from one another. That's right. Yeah. That thank you for your answers, and trust, very important as well. That's right. Okay. All these things that you have mentioned are indeed factors, elements that help a team work together. Because the truth is, when we are thrust in a workplace, we it's not part of our job description directly, but we are somehow forced, should I say forced, or we have no choice but to deal with a team or to work with a team. And if I remember it right from my experience there with the SWD as well, uh, majority of people actually work in teams in your respective units, sections, division, program. So we all work together with other people. And it's important that for us to have a good work experience, we also have a good relationship with our team. Okay, those are one of the things that we will be tackling also today. Okay, but uh, answering the question, what holds a team together? This is the question that started what we now call as psychological safety, which is our topic today. Amy Edmondson, she was the one who developed this term, first landed on this concept when she was doing her research for her PhD, her dissertation. And she had set out to study the relationship between error making and teamwork. And she was expecting to find in her data that a more effective teams made fewer mistakes. And isn't that what we all think? The less mistakes, the more effective. The less mistakes, the more successful a team is. But she was surprised to find out that the teams who reported better teamwork seemed to experience actually more errors. And then she wondered, bakit ganon yung data? 'Di ba? Why is it that more errors, which is considered as a weakness, especially in the corporate world, could be considered could elicit a good teamwork? So when she dug into the data, she began to see that the reason for that is that better teams are actually more willing to report their mistakes, their errors, because they felt safe doing so. And that was the start of developing the concept of psychological safety. Okay. And as what having mentioned before, psychological safety is that feeling of being safe to be human, kumbaga, in the workplace. Sometimes siguro we feel that we are expected to be super polished and super and perfect and put together all the time because we are paid to do this job. Parang ganon yung mindset, especially in the Filipino culture. But psychological safety says that we work better when we feel safe to be as human as we are in the workplace. All right? Okay. So, what is psychological safety? By definition, it is having a safe space to first ask questions, challenge ideas, present ideas and emotions, and admit limitations. Okay? If we looking at psychological safety, it's not just about admitting things or communicating things in the concept of work. As I've said, it's about recognizing each other's humanity. So it also involves admitting, talking about, and recognizing people's emotions, people's ideas, imperfections, and backgrounds. Okay, without the fear of humiliation, punishment, or discrimination. Okay, later on we will also see how these happens in the workplace. All right. So my next question is, have you ever felt or experienced a time when you have this idea in mind or this perhaps suggestion in mind that you were not able to communicate to your team? Maybe it was because you were afraid to do so, maybe because you were new and you were shy, or maybe because you were not given an opportunity at all to share it. But was there a time that you just weren't able to communicate your idea or suggestion? Can I get a thumbs up if you experienced that even just once in your life working? I don't know actually if I could see the thumbs up in my end. Are there thumbs up flying there? But I don't see it actually. Maybe because my screen takes up the monitor. Anyway, all right. But if you did experience that, uh, please know that you are actually not alone. You're not the only one who experienced those things. All right? Because in the Philippine context, according to Milieu Insight and CAM Collective Asia, who studied psychological safety among Southeast Asian countries, they found that Filipinos actually rank third in Southeast Asia for feeling that their workplaces lack psychological safety. Okay? Uh, of the samples surveyed, 38% of Filipinos or Filipino employees are uncomfortable sharing their concerns, especially mental health concerns, with their supervisors or colleagues. And why is it that they feel this hesitation to do so? More than half say that they are afraid of being judged or discriminated. And almost half say that they do not want to burden others, especially when we talk about more personal concerns, and they feel that no one may understand them. And this illustration, this survey speaks a lot of the context of psychological safety in the workplace here in the Philippines. Okay. By the way, Singapore was the first one in the survey. Again, the Philippines was third. Okay. So maybe by now you're asking yourselves, how about in DSWD field offices? How about in your own organization? Do you feel psychologically safe ba? So let's find out. So I request everyone to siguro grab a piece of paper, a small one, and a ball pen. I will be asking you 7 questions. And very simple lang. What you'll do is just put yes or no to the next slides, to my question. All right? Okay. You could also just use your hands actually and count your answers, but some of you might be shy that their other coworkers might see your answers. So better if paper. All right, first question. Yes or no? When I make a mistake, members of the team do not hold it against me. Again, number 1, when I make a mistake, members of the team do not hold it against me. Okay. Second, I am able to discuss or bring up problems and tough issues to the team. I am able to discuss or bring up problems and tough issues to the team. Number 3, people on this team accept others for being different. Siguro to contextualize this better, you could think of the immediate team that you work with, because as my understanding is that there are lots of teams possible in your workplace. It could be your section, it could be your division, your program, all that. But perhaps the immediate team that you work with. Okay, again, people on the team accept others for being different. Number 4, it is safe to take a risk on the team. It is safe to take a risk on this team. Next, I'm comfortable asking other members of this team for help. I am comfortable asking other members of this team for help. I could see answers in the chat box, very transparent, very honest, and willing to bear themselves up there. Okay. Next, no one on this team would deliberately act in a way that undermines my effort. No one on this team would deliberately act in a way that undermines my effort. And last question, working with members of his team, my unique skills and talents are valued and utilized. Working with the members of his team, my unique skills and talents are valued and utilized. All right. Okay. Now that we're done with the 7 questions, please count your yes answers, only the yes answers. Okay? And, wow, may naka-perfect yes, all 7. Interesting. Okay. Please, send a yes in the chat box if you got more than 4 yeses. Again, for those who have 5, 6, or 7 yeses, please put a yes comment in the chat box. Wow, I see a lot of yeses. Yung iba perfect, yung iba ano, almost perfect. Wow, that's good to know. So I guess this discussion will be a breeze na lang because it seems that a lot of you naman feel psychologically safe in the workplace, diba? In your immediate teams. All right. Thank you for your answers. Okay. So we ask ourselves now that you know if you are, you feel psychologically safe or not, if you do feel psychologically safe, here are the things that we will now delve into things that would probably help you in feeling even safer in your team. And if you got 4 points or below, 4 yeses or below, maybe we could find ways here that could help you feel a lot safer. All right? Just with our team daw, sabi ni Ma'am Vilia. Because the FO6 is very large. It's a huge organization, no? So, yeah, it could be safe in your team, but not so much when we think of the bigger organizations. Well, anyway, we will look into that later on. But now we ask ourselves, what happens in a psychologically safe workplace? These points to the core elements of psychological safety. This is also what we should look for and our aim to achieve so that we could have a psychologically safe workplace. First, open communication. Perhaps by now you have attended, you have been through lots of training and seminars, capacity building activities, and usually communication is mentioned in these events, in these activities. So I know this isn't new to you about open communication or effective communication is. But in the context of psychological safety, it is when employees feel that they can express themselves and that their input will be heard and valued. When you speak, for example, do your colleagues, your coworkers, your supervisors listen to you genuinely? Do they actually take in or consider your suggestions or ideas? Is dialogue and collective or shared goals valued, for example, in your team? And then feedback, including constructive criticism, allows team members to improve and learn from their mistakes. In an environment in a workplace with open communication, both positive and negative feedbacks are normalized and communicate in effective and sensitive ways. All right. So if psychological safety is something that we could hear, it would sound like this. Example, I made a mistake and here's how I plan to correct it. This means that the person, the employee, admits his or her mistake and is not afraid to suggest or look for ways to correct it. Okay? Walang fear that I'm just gonna avoid the problem na lang because I might make another mistake. Parang ganun. Also, let's figure this out together. It speaks a lot about teamwork. We are all learning here. I would like to hear your thoughts or ideas. So ideas are being solicited from all members of the team. Everyone gets overwhelmed sometimes. Let me know how I can help. So there's emotional sensitivity and support. Your contribution to the team is appreciated. Positive feedback, reinforcement, and recognition of contribution, and a lot more. Okay. Second element is an inclusive culture. Diversity in personality, values, gender, opinions, and personal context are welcome in the workplace. Um, Currently, there are lots of laws already that actually mandate or uh, allow for a lot of diversity in the workplace, right? But even beyond this, it is inevitable that, people at work are just very different people with different backgrounds. And so there are also differences in opinions, values. Uh, Also, diversity also comes with backgrounds and even tenure, right? But in a psychologically safe workplace, employees feel accepted and valued regardless of their role, tenure, or perspective. And we have an attitude of learning. Knowing that kanina, Ma'am mentioned the L&D activities are well supported by FO6, it means that there is quite a good attitude of learning among the employees, right? Because in a psychologically safe workplace, teams and members allow mistakes as part of growth and innovation. This means that members or employees are not afraid to admit that they have, for example, this limitation, something that they should work on, a point for improvement, and they are willing to actually learn or improve themselves. And also, everyone feels safe to ask questions, try new things, and of course, solicit feedback. Okay. Also, very crucial, very important is supportive leadership. Okay. Leaders are there for a reason. Leaders play a big role in not only our outputs, our uh, meeting targets, but also in the work environment that we have, right? Leaders build trust by showing empathy, accepting feedback, and facilitating teamwork. Okay, in a psychologically safe environment, leaders don't only give feedback, they also accept feedback. Okay, new employees or those needing further assistance are given the right opportunities to adjust and thrive. Okay, having been part of HRPVMS, hello HRPVMS for quite some time, no, I I know that there are lots of new employees uh, almost every month. And we should ask ourselves, do we accommodate those new employees properly so that they could adjust well and have their opportunities to thrive? Right. And of course, a crucial role of leaders is also to model vulnerability. They are leaders, but they are human and also have their own vulnerabilities. And a supportive leader accepts and even models this to employees. And this is to create an environment where people feel comfortable taking risks. Okay, model the recognition of vulnerability and how to handle those vulnerabilities. And uh, this might be controversial, but in psychologically safe workplaces, there, in fact, conflicts are part an inevitable part of working, and conflicts actually could be healthy, and that is what we see and experience in psychologically safe workplaces. Healthy conflicts, hindi lang yung basta conflict, healthy conflicts. And you might be asking, could conflicts even be healthy? Yes. In healthy conflicts, debating and arguing are done with respect, openness, and professionalism. Walang below the belt comments, walang personalan, kumbaga. Ganon. And conflicts in a psychologically safe workplace actually promote problem solving and innovation. That's where you see, for example, loopholes in your ideas or things to improve on. And ultimately, it enables decision making. But going deeper into this, this is an illustration of the difference between healthy and unhealthy conflict. So I would like you to think about that time when you had a conflict with a coworker. It could be a conflict between two individuals. Sometimes it could also be conflicts between two offices. Diba? It happens also. So think about that. If it is an unhealthy conflict, the mindset is a you versus me situation. I should win this. I should win this argument. I should uh, rebut. Ganon. But in healthy conflicts, it's you and me versus the problem. Our enemy, the one we should tackle and get rid of, it's not the other person, but the problem. If there is a problem, that is why we have contrasting ideas, we are arguing, but we are focused on how to solve that problem, not on how I would tackle you, ganon, or not on how I would win this argument. Even deeper on this topic, in healthy conflict, there is respectful communication, but in unhealthy ones, personal ang atake. There are insults, you are being belittled. In healthy conflicts, the focus is on the issue or on the problem. But in unhealthy conflict, the focus is on blaming and shaming the other person. Kasi nga to win the argument. Diba? Open communication and active listening is seen and experienced in healthy conflicts, but in unhealthy ones, the only aim is to prove one's own point. Okay, so the problem with that is that the conflict or the issue actually persists. In healthy conflicts, the relationship is strengthened, but in unhealthy ones, they are damaged. And there is constructive resolution or compromise to end or resolve the conflict in healthy ones, and but in unhealthy ones, there is refusal to understand, listen, or compromise. All right. So those are the elements that make up psychological safety. Now we have to ask ourselves, how do we actually achieve this in our workplace? How do we make FO6 a psychologically safe workplace? Not just your respective offices or division or sections, but FO6. Okay. Well, achieving psychological safety doesn't happen overnight. We cannot we cannot target now by the end of this webinar, FO6 is already a psychologically safe workplace. Diba? It goes through a process. It goes through different stages that have, and we could see in these stages different focuses, different milestones we should achieve so that we could actually maintain the ultimate safety that we need. Okay? So 4 stages. First one is inclusion safety. In achieving inclusion safety, we have to create an inclusive environment where everyone feels valued, respected, everyone feels a sense of belonging. Okay? So we have to ask ourselves, do I feel like I belong in this team? Does everyone in this team feel included, or is someone out of place? Is someone forgotten? Okay, because in psychologically safe workplaces, no one is left behind, no one is forgotten. Not okay. So how do we do this? 3 things. First, we embrace diversity. Okay, we acknowledge, kumbaga, we accept different people into the team. Second, we recognize individual strengths. The mindset in psychologically safe environments is not that I will only accept a well-rounded, a perfect teammate who can do everything. No. The mindset is, I recognize each individual's strengths and capacities, and together as a team, we could use these individual strengths to achieve our shared goals. And ultimately, fostering an environment free from discrimination. Okay. We have to remember that hindi lang sa DSWD may 4 Ps. In inclusion, in making an inclusive workplace, there are also 4 Ps, and we'll go through each one by one. These are 4 elements that ensure inclusivity in our workplaces. Okay, number 1, policies. We ask ourselves, are there formal written rules and guidelines that define the organization's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion? And more than just the presence of these rules and guidelines, the more important question is, are these properly implemented? Because it's easy to say, oh yeah, we have guidelines on that, we have policies on that, but let's go deeper. Are these actually implemented? Do I see this being done in the workplace? So, examples of policies that promote inclusion are the following: equal opportunity policies, diba? This is applied, for example, in hiring, in recruitment, right? Anti-discrimination guidelines, and even flexible work arrangements, because these put into consideration the individual context and situation of employees. So again, we check, are there policies? Okay, because the advantage of having formal written policies is that it's official. It's something that is put into writing. So properly laid down, and you know what to do. You know the limits to these policies. You know what should be avoided. Parang ganon. Second, key are processes. So for processes, we look at the day-to-day ways of doing things. Do procedures and systems that shape day-to-day decision-making and operations ensure equity and fairness. For example, go back to your performance review systems. Is it inclusive? Is it fair? How about conflict resolution mechanisms? For example, grievance systems. Okay, that's it. Is it unbiased? Does it put into consideration fairness in its processes? And also participation in decision making. Who makes decisions in the organization? Is it something that what happens ba if you're, for example, if one person says we do this, everyone obeys, or ideas or suggestions are solicited from other members of the team? Okay, next, practice. Is the organizational culture, for example, your behaviors, the way you treat each other, the norms, inclusive? Look at the communication styles, for example. If there are problems, for example, in teams or among teams, how is this communicated? Do you resort to, for example, gossiping, or do you handle it professionally? Ganon. Also, team dynamics matter. The relationship of people in a team. Feedback mechanisms as well. How is feedback communicated to people? And recognition of individual differences. Also important in making people feel like they belong is when you recognize their individual capacities and the small wins that they do at work. Okay, and most importantly, of course, the last key, people. Do employees individually on their own acknowledge their active role in promoting inclusivity? Okay, because each individual employee has a role actually in promoting inclusivity in the workplace. For example, leaders, are they committed to promoting inclusivity in the workplace? Look at the everyday employee engagements, how you relate and talk to your employees. Is it inclusive? Do you have the culture na parang you ostracize others and you build cliques? Parang ganon. Diba? it sounds very high school, no? Mga clicks and then uh, para ostracizing other people. But studies show that it happens even in workplaces. Cultural support, for example, does it exist? You have differences in culture, religion. Is that considered and understood in the workplace? And of course, peer support. Is there someone, for example, friendships kanina was identified as a factor in effective teams, and that's true. Having peers to support you, to encourage you, and just to make your work hours uh, good and enjoyable actually makes a team that is diversity. Differences in religion, gender, uh, culture, whatever, personality, that is diversity. It is a fact, it's easy to achieve. But how about inclusion? With these differences that diversity brings, is everyone feeling a sense of belonging? Is everyone included and recognized? That is something that you ask in order to achieve this stage, the learner safety stage. Okay? And that was the inclusion safety stage. Okay? And then once you achieve that, once everyone feels included, everyone feels a sense of belonging, you can proceed to the next stage or level. That is learner safety. This goes beyond just feeling good in a team. This is also about being willing to learn and grow in the team. Okay, this is about creating a culture of continuous learning and improvement where mistakes are seen as opportunities for growth and innovation. To do this, we have to make employees feel that they are allowed to acknowledge limitations, ask questions, take risks, make and admit mistakes, and seek help. Okay, so you ask yourself, for example, when I or a colleague, a teammate, makes mistakes or makes errors, what is my reaction? How do I react? Do I react violently? Do I blame the person? Or do I help that person actually correct mistakes or find ways to improve? How do I give my feedback? Do I give it in front of people where everyone can hear that I know better than that person? Or, for example, do I communicate in a way that doesn't humiliate or embarrass that person? So privately. Ganon. Okay? And in learning, there are actually three settings or sources of learning. Okay, the OSF model, which was formerly the 70-20-10 model, actually explains that we can learn from first on-the-job experiences, social settings, and formal education. Okay, first in on-the-job experiences. Uh, not everything is taught to us by the book, diba? And we learn by doing when we are actually in the job. Okay, so in psychologically safe workplaces, it's important to allow experimentation and provide opportunities for low risk trial and error. What are low risk trial and errors? For example, these are the tasks. Now you give a task to an employee that would not require a big fall down, for example, in uh, the targets received. Ano ba? Kumbaga, if for example you give the employee responsibility na would not na if that person makes mistakes, it would not topple over the team. Ganon. Okay? Pero that is a way that people actually become comfortable in learning. Okay? Social settings, learning from others through mentoring, coaching, and observing. Okay? Very important in learning from others in social settings is getting feedback and also, of course, receiving feedbacks. Actually, on the stage, the learning safety stage, feedbacks are very crucial, very important. Not more than the feedback per se, it's how we deliver and communicate the feedback. And so let me share with you three tools, practical tools or techniques that could help you give feedbacks without inflicting, kumbaga, injury on the person or does not damage the feelings of safety in the workplace. First, this is quite popular, so most of you siguro have heard about this already, the feedback sandwich or the sandwich technique. So in this technique, you layer your statements, kumbaga. You know how in the sandwich there are breads and there's stuffing? You do that as well. Okay. So positive feedback first, then constructive feedback. We use the word constructive instead of negative because negative feedbacks could just be plain meanness, right? But it has to be constructive feedback. And of course, uh, this has to be concluded by positive reinforcement. When we say positive feedback, this highlights something the individual is doing well, and this is to set a positive tone. You start with something positive, okay? Then followed by constructive something, and this feedback should be something specific and actionable. This is pointing out where improvement is needed. And lastly, conclude with encouragement or another positive observation to leave the person motivated and reassured. Okay. So I'd like to ask you, was there a point in uh, while you work na you submitted a late report or you went beyond a deadline in submitting something? Have you experienced that? Can you please put yes in the chat box if you did experience that? Yes, I see. Uh, yeses. No. Okay. Uh, at some point, we do actually commit that mistake or that um, kind of a limitation or lapse uh, at work, diba? But how do we give a feedback on that situation? So an example is, for example, you tell your colleague, I appreciate how thorough and detailed your reports are. That's a positive feedback. If totoo din man na thorough and detailed, it has to be sincere, okay? Okay, so for example, yeah, I appreciate how thorough and detailed your reports are. Then you follow it with a constructive feedback. But I've noticed that your reports have been submitted past the deadline several times recently, and this impacts our ability to make timely decisions based on the data you provide. So, if you could see here in this constructive feedback, gin-identify na the submission of the report past the deadline is an area that needs to be changed because may consequence na it affects the team's ability to make decision. And of course, we follow that up with the positive reinforcement na I'm confident that will better with better time management, you'll be able to deliver these high quality reports. So even though there's a constructive feedback, something to work on, you're also able to boost the morale of that employee. Okay, so again, that was the feedback sandwich. Layering of statements para hindi masyado hard blow on the colleague. All right. And another would be the desk technique. Okay. And just like a desk, which is supported by four legs, it also has four elements. First, we describe the situation or behavior objectively. Take note, it should be an objective description of the behavior. You state facts, okay? And then express how the behavior impacts you or others using I statements to avoid sounding accusatory. Okay? What did you feel about when that person did this kind of behavior? So you express that using again I statements. Because if you use you, ang reaction usually of the other person is to be defensive about it. Okay? And you specify the desired change or behavior. And lastly, of course, you provide how it impacts you, highlight the positive outcomes of the change and or the negative outcomes of not changing. Okay. So for example, still on the issue or the problem of, let's say, uh, late submissions of reports. You say, over the past month, I've observed that your weekly reports have been submitted after the deadline. That's a fact. That person could not argue with that, right? The deadline, for example, was on the 21st. That person submitted on the 23rd. So obviously, it's beyond the deadline. That is objective. It's a fact that you express. You say, for example, this delay creates challenges for the rest of the team as we rely on your analysis to move forward with our decisions. I personally get frustrated whenever the team lags behind. Okay, so this is where we see the importance of an I statement, because if imagine the difference if you say instead na you make us feel so frustrated because you submit your reports late, diba? The tendency is for that person to be defensive and feel like you are blaming him or her. But this time you are focused on what that uh, behavior made you feel. Next, specified, I need you to prioritize submitting the reports by the agreed upon timeline. If there are challenges or obstacles causing delays, please let me know ahead of time so we can address them together. Okay. And consequence, meeting deadlines will help ensure smoother workflows and reinforce trust within the team. Okay. Now, the next tool is people have their own ways of achieving things. So you can be free, you can be flexible in how to achieve those tasks or you're accountable for. Okay, you can make your own decisions. Okay, and there should be a balance between these two. Hindi pwede na it's one or either lang. Because
state the reason or recommendation or for
because if there is a lopsided kumbaga beam, for example, autonomy lang, there is under control. There is no more control in a sense na bahala ng employee all the time to do whatever he or she wants. So the risk there is baka may policies or guidelines na malabag, ganon. Okay. Pero if accountability lang, walang autonomy, there is over control naman. You go by the book. Ito lang yung nasa job description ko, for example. This is what the a step-by-step procedure or process. So hindi rin pwede. So again, balance between autonomy and accountability. And individuals are more likely to feel safe and eager to contribute when they know they are valued and when they have a voice in decision making. Okay. All right. Okay. So there are green and red flags. Diba that term is common na. Now, if green flag, those are the positive. The red flags are the negative. So now let's identify what are the green flags or red flags in achieving contributor safety. So in the chat box, please put there red or green if you think it's a red flag or a green flag. First is clearly defined roles and boundaries. Do you think it fosters accountability and autonomy? Is it a red flag or a green flag? Could we put it in the chat box? Right. It's a green flag, okay? It's important to clearly outline roles, responsibilities, and expectations to provide a sense of direction and purpose. To do this, align tasks with individual strengths to make employees feel valued and effective. And be mindful or take note that ambiguity around roles or expectations, meaning if it's unclear, it causes confusion and diminishes confidence in contribution. This tells us that people are more willing to contribute when they know their function, roles, and responsibilities on that team. Okay. Next, favoritism or bias. Is it a green flag or a red flag? Right, it is a red flag. Unequal treatment or perceived favoritism, whether special attention, for example, or special consideration given to a certain employee, it reduces motivation and engagement among other employees. Okay, so they would be less likely to contribute. They would think na, even if I put effort on this, I must recognize this employee because favorite child or uh, bias. For example, the leader is perceived bias. Ganon. So it's a red flag for psychological safety. Next, blame culture. A blame culture is when mistakes are penalized, which creates anxiety and the reluctance to contribute. Is this a green flag or a red flag? Right. It is a red flag. Hindi pwede a blame culture in a psychologically safe workplace. Instead of blaming, we help the person improve or point out mistakes constructively. Ganon. Normalize learning from mistakes by framing them as stepping stones for growth. How about micromanagement? Do you know what micromanagement is? If you do, is it a red flag or a green flag? A red flag, right? Red flag ang micromanagement. Micromanagement is excessive control. This undermines trust, stifles creativity, and erodes confidence. Micromanagement is that feeling na they say, gani, parang for example, your manager or your boss is under you're under your manager's or a lead boss's nose, parang ganon. All eyes on you, looking at your every move, ganon. Following up every minute. Okay, that's a red flag. How about a culture of collaboration? If blame culture was a red flag, how about a culture of collaboration? Yes, that's right. It's a green flag. Very good. A culture of collaboration and teamwork encourage open communication and collective problem solving. A culture of collaboration would sound like, okay, we have this problem at hand. How do we go about this together? What can we do as a team? Ganon. Also, it would also point to the willingness to work together with, for example, different programs, different offices, and working with them harmoniously. Okay? And this creates an environment where all voices are respected and input is sought proactively. Okay? Green flag. Okay. And zeroing in on this culture of collaboration, Julia Rozovsky, who is the lead researcher of Google's Project Aristotle, says, as long as everyone got a chance to talk, the team did well. But if only one person or a small group spoke all the time, the collective intelligence declined. Project Aristotle is actually one of the supporting researchers that really paved the way to making psychological safety out there. Because Google, as you know, is regarded as one of the most successful companies worldwide, especially in tech. Okay, and Project Aristotle, which was led by Rozovsky, the one who said this quote, was aimed to understand actually the factors that impacted team effectiveness across Google. If Google is this big, this successful, what contributes to its success? And using over 30 statistical models and hundreds of variables, they comprehensively looked at all the possible variables that could lead to workplace success, to team success. And that project concluded that among these hundreds of variables, they concluded that who was on the team mattered less than how the team worked together. It is not who composes the team, it's how they work together, how the everyday interactions and the everyday behaviors, the dynamics that is in place. And all of the factors that were after all of the factors were considered, the most important factor they saw was psychological safety. Okay, being able to work, perceiving working with other people as safe. Okay, now continuing, how about a room for individuality? Is it a green flag or a red flag? Room for individuality. When your uniqueness, for example, is recognized, you're able to express yourself at work, is that a green flag or a red flag? Okay, it is. Yes, it is a green flag. Autonomy, the topic of autonomy, this is a room for individuality is important to determine how to, so that employees determine how to approach their tasks and solve their problems. Okay? Lots of problems in the workplace do not operate in a one size fits all kind of solution. It is important to also allow people to inject a little individuality into their work and to solve problems, find solutions, and do tasks at their own pace and considering their own ideas. And this embraces uniqueness, which leads to empowerment, fosters ownership, creativity, and intrinsic motivation, which are all important in boosting productivity within the team. Next, recognition. Ay, na-reveal na ang flag. Sige. Green flag and recognition. Celebrating successes and innovation to reinforce the value of team members' contributions. This could also establish role models that will inspire more contributions to the team. I remember when DSWD had a good recognition system in place already with the praise awards and also the character of the month. Those kinds of programs that actually do recognize both the big and small. Although there aren't really small contributions, pero all the contributions in general of the employees. Okay, so that also helps in fostering contributor safety. Okay, and also shared goals. Is this are shared goals green flags or red flags? Yes, it is a green flag. Okay, it's a green flag. Involvement in setting goals increases employees' willingness to put in effort and go the extra mile for the task or project. And collective goals decided upon by the team get people to feel more involved. Did you notice that if you are involved in setting goals, you are likely to be more motivated to actually pursue and direct yourselves towards that goal, right? You identify with that goal easily when you took part in deciding for those goals. It becomes shared goals, right? One of the things I personally learned in counseling is that you cannot, especially the Gen Zs, you cannot make them do things. You actually have to solicit the information. What do you want to achieve then? What do you want to do? By then, they will actually do it. They will even follow you up for their progress. But if you tell them what to do, they will actually even question it and not put it to heart. Okay, the same is true. We don't outgrow that kind of mentality as well. If we are part of the kumbaga, the planning and the goal setting part, we are more likely to actually follow through. Okay, next, which is the last and the okay. Uh, I got lost there for a bit. Can everyone see hear me again?
Yes, Ma'am Bin.
Okay. Sorry for that. Okay. Now we're back. As I was saying, no, continuing. It challenges safety. Individuals feel safe to actually suggest, challenge the status quo, and express their honest opinions, even disagree on certain processes and policies. Okay. This is a precondition for innovation, continuous improvement, and healthy debate within a team or the organization. After the individual uh, felt included, felt that they belong, they are willing to learn, and then they contribute actively to the team. Now they feel safe enough to actually um, suggest new things and even challenge existing processes within the team. All for the uh, all it all for the goal of actually helping out and improving the team. Okay? All right. And there are three key factors that contribute to challenger safety. First is a culture of candor. Candor is open communication, actually, or honest communication, if we use a simpler term. Okay, it is the willingness to speak truthfully, even when it's uncomfortable. So, a culture of candor is characterized by first, productive disagreements, and second, free exchange of ideas. In this kind of culture, it's okay to disagree. It's okay to have a different opinion. And it is okay to actually voice these out. All right? Team members can express their thoughts, concerns, and suggestions without reservation, knowing that their input is valued. And this fosters an environment of trust and mutual respect where everyone's contributions are considered valuable and relevant. Okay? A team doesn't actually evolve and improve if there are no disagreements. Would you agree with that? Right? It is important sometimes that we offer something new to the team, and sometimes it means debunking or tweaking a little bit on what is currently being done on current procedures, current culture. Ganon. And that is important to foster challenger safety. Next is openness to change. Sometimes we get hesitant, we're very resistant to change because it's uncomfortable. But it is also very important, especially now that we are in a constantly changing world, right? With technology and all, even the pandemic was a testament to how things could change in a snap. And we have to be open to change. And sometimes change in our environment also means changing things in our immediate workplaces. Okay, questioning, for example, existing practices and proposing new solutions is welcomed and expected. And what does openness, how does it impact us, our workplaces? First, it reduces fear of failure, encourages innovation and risk taking, and supports constructive feedbacking. One of the research shows that one of the main conflicts or disagreements in the workplace is among the different generations now. Because now our workplaces are composed of almost all generations. Now there are still boomers, for example, who are in the workplace. There are Gen X, there are millennials, there are also a lot of Gen Zs already in the workplace, right? And sometimes one thing we could hear is that this is how it's done now for a really long time. Why change it now? Para ganon. Diba? I've been, for example, in this workplace for a long time already. So, this worked before. Why change it now? Parang ganon. This worked before. So there is resistance to change if that happens. But in a challenger safety environment, uh, even those suggestions even those that don't make sense to you at initially, you will still hear it out. Okay. Also, conflict resolution, which is very important because conflict in a psychologically safe environment should be healthy. And conflict resolution, when conflict does happen, ensures that when disagreements arise, whether about ideas, methods, or directions, they are handled constructively. And having a structured process for resolving conflict helps ensure that all voices are heard and that disagreements are dealt with respectfully and productively, rather than escalating into this destructive behavior a person adapts. So try to look back on that moment when there were disagreements, for example, or conflicts in the workplace. What happened? How did you handle it? Okay. Did you uh, communicate your concerns properly, effectively, professionally, or did it result to a bigger conflict? To you, for example, hurting each other verbally, or people siding uh, between two parties, for example, ganon, or people gossiping about it because it became big. So if it does happen, meaning there is a problem in conflict resolution systems in the workplace. Pero if problems, conflicts are resolved and are properly communicated, then we achieve a psychologically safe workplace. Okay, so these three, a culture of candor allows employees to express dissent and alternative ideas. Openness to change ensures that challenging the status quo is welcomed and treated as opportunities for improvement rather than threats. And conflict resolution ensures that disagreements about the new ideas are handled constructively without damaging relationships or morale. Okay? All right. And with that, here is an overview of what happens in these 4 levels of psychological safety. In the inclusion stage, how do we, a person who feels included would say, I belong here, I feel welcome. Okay. In the learning safety stage, a person feels like he or she can ask questions and she is not expected to have all the answers. Hence, there is a willingness to actually improve himself or herself. Okay. Contributing. The person says, I can add value and make a difference, and my contributions are important to the team. I feel safe to actually put an effort to the team because I know it will be recognized and my team members will appreciate them.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Raisin is currently having a technical problem. So let's just take this, no, as let's take a 5 minute health break. So while waiting for her, so time check, it's 3:24. So let us go back, no. Let's take this time to drink coffee or go to this CR. So let's go back, no, by 29. Thank you. Uh, 29. Thank you. All right, good afternoon. Time check, it's already 3:29. So nakapag-coffee na ba lahat? Okay, so I think Ma'am Raislyn is back. Ma'am Race, are you ready na po to continue with your presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Okay, the virtual floor is yours again, Ma'am Race. Thank you.
Thank you, mom team. Okay. All right. Continuing, sorry for that. I think it was my internet connection. But to continue, there is an overview of the 4 stages of psychological safety. All right. So in a safe
20
environment,
na. Thank
uh,
you.
people feel safe to be included as themselves and accepted as who they are. This points to inclusion safety, as we have discussed. But in a fear environment, changing how one shows up in fear of not being socially accepted. So that person would choose to show different self, a self that, for example, he or she thinks would be more likable to the team. So there is suppression of parang the real or more genuine expression of self for the sake of having that illusion of safety, but actually it's the fear operating. Okay. Next, in a safe environment, people are safe to learn and grow through feedback, ideas, and making mistakes and asking questions. But environment of fear, there is fear of learning through doing due to repercussions from mistakes and not feeling not adequate. Okay. And in contributor safety, people or employees feel safe to share their abilities and ideas to contribute meaningfully to the group. Not but in a fearful environment, contributions don't feel seen, valued, or heard in meaningful ways. And the top stage or level is when people feel safe to challenge ideas, the status quo, and opinions where there is room for improvement. But in fearful environments, not speaking up, challenging ideas, or questioning norms out of fear of personal repercussion happens instead. Okay, so these are the things to sum it all up and for us to have an overview of how to differentiate safe and fearful working environments. Okay, I hope we work towards this side, the safe side, and not tolerate this side, the fearful environment side. All right. So to I hope you learned a bit, or you also have realized or have insights after that discussion. And so I'd like to find out. Now, I have prepared here a few questions, and I believe Mom Tian also prepared something for you to those who answered also the question. The LDS team also has would also give you something, okay? Because we recognize contributions here, okay? Sige. So my first question, you could so that we could see each other naman kahit virtually, it would be nice if you could open your camera and microphone as well. Raise your hand and open your camera and microphone so that we could recognize you to answer the question. I hope Ma'am Team could help me also identify who raised his or her hand first because very limited ang makita ko sa screen because I'm projecting. Okay? All right. So are you ready? The first question. Prizes await to those who could answer this the- correctly. All right. What are the 4 stages of psychological safety? Let's start easy that way. What are the 4 stages of psychological safety? May nag-raise hand na ba? Or siguro to those, if hindi kaya sa internet connection, you could place your answers also the chat box. But I see Sir Percy raising his hand. Yes. Okay, Sir Percy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Our 4 psychological safety stages po is including the inclusion, the learner, the contributor, and the challenger po.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Very good. Perfect. Okay. So the 4 stages of psychological safety are the inclusion safety stage, learner safety, contributor, and challenger safety. Okay. All right. And each of the initial stages are actually meant to be achieved to proceed to the other stages. All right. Next question. So, Ma'am Teen, should they just send their details to you, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. So we will be giving GCash, no, for those who will be answering Ma'am Raisin's Q&A portion. So kindly send us a DM or via Google Chat na lang to send us your GCash number. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Now, next question. Give one method or technique in giving feedback. 3 techniques were presented earlier. Could you give one? Anyone? There were 3 specific techniques presented there on how to give effective feedback. I see a correct answer from the chat box. Ma'am Serlin, correct? The sandwich feedback technique. Okay. Very briefly lang, ma'am. Could you tell us what that technique is about? Or anyone in the group who could tell us what the sandwich technique is all about. I don't know, maybe that type ba si Ma'am Sergin, or should we ask from the others? Okay, Sir Percy is actually raising his hand, sir.
Sige po, good afternoon po. One of those feedback na ayun po, so sa way first the feedback sandwich, no. In this feedback sandwich, we have 3 different feedback. First, we have this positive feedback, no, where we highlight yung something individual nga at kung they are doing well. And then the inner feedback is doing constructive feedback. So these are something that we give to the people na something to improve na kailangan nila. And then the last is the positive reinforcement, which this feedback give encouragement and positive observation doon to the person para motivate siya doing well sa trabaho. That's it, Ma'am
Okay.
Grace.
Okay, thank you, sir. Very well explained. And Ma'am Serlin also got it in the chat box. The 3 statements in the feedback sandwich. Thank you for that. I hope you could also get to use this technique when you interact with your colleagues as well, hopefully. Okay, that's right. So the sandwich technique, but we also, aside from that, we also have the desk technique and feed forwarding. Okay, next question. So Ma'am Serlin, you could send your GCash details to Ma'am Tin. Next, Name one thing you and your team should avoid to achieve a psychologically safe workplace. Something you should avoid. Okay, you can open your mic or you could put it in the chat box. All right. Anyone? Name one thing you and your team should avoid to achieve a psychologically safe workplace. It could be a red flag. It could be a behavior that you should avoid. It could be a word. Yeah. Okay. We have here from Aisha. Okay. Okay. Actually, the first one that went through was from Ma'am Vinya. Am I right? Ma'am Vinya? Yeah. Unhealthy conflict. That's right. Okay. I hope we are now able to decipher to differentiate healthy from unhealthy conflict. And although we could embrace or welcome healthy conflict into our workplaces, we should avoid the unhealthy ones. Okay. Again, in healthy conflict, it's you and another person or another team versus the problem. Okay. It's not you attacking each other. It's you trying to address the problem at hand. All right. Next, this is the last question. Okay, so Ma'am Vinya, please send your details to Ma'am Vin. Last question is, okay, name one thing you can do to promote a psychologically safe environment. If the other one was something that we should avoid this time, what can we do? What can we do? Again, you can open your mic. You can also put it in the chat box. What helps us cultivate psychological safety in our workplace? Again, it could be a behavior, it could be a green flag, it could be the kind of culture, it could be a statement, a word. Okay, we have one in the chat box from Sir Roger Kanha. Open communication, that is right. Open communication is very important uh, to promote self-expression and uh, also effective feedbacking in the workplace. Okay. So, Sir Roger, thank you so much. Now, you could send your details. And I'm glad that we have answers for all 4 questions. I hope this tells us that you have at least learned something from this webinar, and I hope that this translates not only to something that you know, an idea that you know, but also something that you do in your workplace. Okay. Now, as we are nearing the end of this talk, I'd like to uh, leave you with this idea. Currently, I work on an everyday basis with Gen Z, and so their language kind of rubbed and their trends kind of rubbed off on me as well. So they always say very demure, very mindful, very cutesy, and we should remember this as well. And looking into our uh, cultivating psychological safety in our workplaces. First, we remember to be very demure. It means approaching each situation with gentleness and grace, recognizing that everyone has their own unique strengths and challenges, and not rushing to criticize or overshadow others. Okay? So be demure in relating with others. And we have to also be very mindful, truly listening when someone shares their ideas or struggles, taking a moment to appreciate what others are offering, and responding thoughtfully. Okay, we think before we act, we are sensitive of other people, and we are mindful of the consequences and impact of our own actions and behaviors to others, especially to our team. All right. And lastly, very cutesy. we are we also do simple acts that would make the workplace feel warm and welcoming. It could be as simple as saying thank you, or, for example, recognizing the contributions or the help of your coworkers, uh, and little things that could boost their morale. And these gestures go a long way in making people feel like they belong and that they are supported. Thereby, of course, uh, creating that psychologically safe work environment. So remember, uh, even at work, we have to be very demure, very mindful, and very cute. All right. And to end it all, we have to also keep in mind that psychological safety is fostered in our everyday interactions. Although we have huge programs, activities, for example, that are geared towards promoting well being, wellness, and a mental health in the workplace, and even work productivity and success, those activities are good and they do help us, diba? But more so, even more so, we have to invest in our everyday interactions. We have to ensure that the way we deal with people, the way we take in and communicate um, feedbacks and suggestions, ideas are so-called green flags. Okay, we have to ensure that they foster psychological safety. We provide a safe space for our coworkers, and psychological safety requires effort from every member of the workplace, not just our heads, our leaders, not just the management, not just let's say the HR or one office, this kind of office, but everyone. It takes effort from every member of the workplace. All right. So thank you so much for this opportunity this time. And I hope that this is an initial step to being more mindful and being more proactive in the way we act so that we could actually achieve a psychologically safe workplace, a safe space in FO6. Thank you.
All right. So everyone, let's give a big round of applause to Ma'am Raislin. Let's give her a virtual clap. Okay, thank you, Ma'am Race, for generously sharing your knowledge and expertise on fostering psychological safety in the workplace. So now, the floor is now open for questions, clarifications, or inquiries. No, please feel free to ask in the chat box or raise your hand, and we'll read them one by one. So I think we have a question here from Sir Renante Lasay from DRMD. Balikanta lang siya, Ma'am Race, no? Okay, so I will read the question from Sir Renante. So, may meaning ba ang length isang 4 stages of psychological safety sa last slide? Or downstairs siya na ang highest ay ang any challenger?
Okay, thank you. Hello, good afternoon, Sir Lasay.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, the concept of that, yes, good afternoon. Yeah, the concept is actually like that of a ladder, that we have to go through the initial stages first so that we could achieve all the succeeding stages. Because, for example, we cannot, kumbaga, people are less willing to learn and improve themselves when in the first place they do not feel included, or they do not feel like they belong to the team. Ganon. So first inclusion, and then we level up to that willingness, the learner safety stage, the willingness to learn, and then once because of that willingness to learn, that employee, for example, or that team member is equipped and is more willing to contribute, and eventually, with that contribution, he is immersed deeply into the role, for example, into the team, and would lead to that level of being open to actually challenging the status quo. So it's a step-by-step process. Although, like going up and down the stairs, sometimes you go back and forth. It's not a linear process. So while it's important, we should maintain, for example, which stage we are in. Sometimes it's important to recognize that sometimes we make mistakes and go back to the previous stages again, and then but we can climb
Thank
up
you, ma'am.
back again.
Once
Thank
hindi
you.
ka mo maguya-kuya, now is the time for you to ask away lang. So if mahuya ka mo nga i-chat, pwede niyo siya i-message, no, directly sa amon.
Or maybe they could also share their experiences, Mom Tin, no? If they have experiences, for example, about what was discussed that they want to share.
Okay. Sige. So, if wala some questions, kami naman, we would like to ask naman, what is your takeaways from this webinar session? Who wants to share their takeaway from this webinar? Okay, sige. Ma-ask kita siguro kada division. Okay. So we would like to who wants to share their insights or their learnings, okay, from the Promotive Services Division. Okay. Any representatives from the Promotive Services Division
Ma'am Tin, ako na
that would
mauna.
like to share their Grabe gila. Sige, Sir Percy, from the
Pwede
ORD.
winner takes all. Charot,
Magna cum
winner
laude.
takes all daw eh. Hindi. Siguro
Sige,
lang.
Sir Percy.
Siguro through this webinar, we're able to realize and assess, kung as of now, diin ba kita nga stages ang aton nga psychological safety of workplace naton, kung di nakita stages, ma-assess naton mismo sa aton nga individual o sa self naton, given we are from different sections, from different offices, different team. So, ma-evaluate naton, kung diin nakita nga stage sa inclusion, ba kita na belong sa learner, contributor, or challenger, So, from there, we could able to realize kung what are the gaps between those stages nga supposed to be we deserve to have sa aton nga workplace. So as of now siguro sa aton nga status, so sa DSWD as a whole siguro we are on the safety, naging kita sa pinakataas na kitaan ko siguro kasi because given nga the department has given us a lot of opportunities to grow and develop our not only our personal beings but as well as our professional growth so far, Ma'am Tin. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Percy. Okay, so more si Ma'am Vinya naman. Ma'am Vinya, would you would you want to share some learnings? Okay, Ari, kagidi ho.
So, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ma'am Reyes. How are you? Anyway, so bali sa the entire session, may ara ko to kagina actually sa umpisa pa lang pag ask kagina like mention si Ma'am Reyes nga if kaagi ka mo nga na late. So sang submit sang report. Tapos nag-justify ako nga ko na late pero ang advisory late man. Pero sa kung tan-aon gali naton maskin tuod nga late ang advisory, supposedly ang pag-treat sa iya is open ka man gihapon nga to accept the fact nga late gid ya. Kay hindi na siya healthy for the team kung gina-insist ta gid nga late gani kay tungod late gani memo, something like that. So, isa sa mga na-learn is dapat ma-accept gid yan naton anay ang aton nga mistakes before kita mag-react sang negative. Kay para nga somehow ang negative mo nga reaction ma-change pa siya gali. Kay dapat healthy ang conflict, hindi unhealthy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Vinia. So we have from Ma'am Serlin isulat naman. So, amo ni Guria takeaway. So, be sensitive in delivering a feedbacking in work-related topic. We don't know how the person feels in that moment. Maybe the intention is good, but the impact becomes negative. We need some reinforcement to lighten the mood. Okay. So, be sensitive. Yes. So, amo na to, no, may aras ng tatlo ka gin-share si Ma'am Gracelyn, diba? Ng mga techniques in giving feedback. Hindi nga, ano mo siya dayon. Uy, sala ka bala mo na. Okay. Okay. So, next naman to share. Okay. So, nanudlo na si Sir Percy. Sir Vincent, ikaw daw. Okay, Sir Vincent, are you there? Grabe ka panudlo niya si Sir Percy. Alright, so some more people na gusto mag-share sa ilang insights or learnings. Wala daw siya mic. So, maski wala mic, pwede good i-type. Just like kay Ma'am Serlin. Okay, going once. Going twice. Wala na. Okay. So we have from Ma'am Charmaine Acuña. Okay, from Kalahi Seeds, Promotive Division. May takeaways. It is important that we know how to use positive scripting in dealing with our team members. Not only we can address the issues, but also hindi tayo makasakit sa damdaman nila. Yes. So pwede natin ito magamit. Ang gin-share ni Ma'am Raisin nga, ang sandwich na method in giving feedbacks. Okay, thank you, kid Ma'am Charmaine. Okay, some more. So, isa na lang siguro Okay. Alright, so kung wala na, to give our gratitude to our invited resource person, si Ma'am Raislin, we would like to give this virtual lang Ma'am Raislin, idulong na mo na siya personally ang imo nga na certificate of appreciation. So let me read the citation. Thank you, good Ma'am, for accepting our invitation. So let me read the citation. So Republic of the Philippines Department of Social Welfare and Development, Field Office 6, Certificate of Appreciation is hereby given to Mary Raisin T. Barcelona for sharing her knowledge and expertise as a resource person during the webinar entitled Fostering Psychological Safety, Creating a Safe Workplace, held on November 26, 2024 via Zoom. Given this 26th day of November 2024 in Iloilo City, 5,000. So signed by our regional director, Director Arwin O. Razo. So thank you so much, Ma'am Raislin. Okay, thank you, Gid. All right, so from Ma'am Judith, Ma'am Raislin, thank you, Gid, for conducting this kanami sininga topic tani may face-to-face with all heads. Yes, Ma'am. Okay, so actually kagina lang kung pwede mag face-to-face kita. So, Ma'am Race, baka naman, masingit mo kami sa imo nga busy nga schedule. Okay, so let's take this time, to have our photo ops with our resource person. Okay, so is Sir Ryan still around, sir? Okay, please turn on your microphone, your videos, your cameras, please. So we can take a photo with Ma'am Race. Okay, so are you ready, guys? Pwede ka slides. Alright? So, ma-fix anay? Ma-lipstick anay? Or... Okay, sige, are you ready? Ready ka na ma? Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. DSWD pose! Okay, so next slide, please. Kada mo, ini nga slide. Hindi ka mo. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, the third nga slide. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, next. Sana lang. Okay, last slide. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. So thank you so much, Ma'am Raisin. So once again, everyone, let's give Ma'am Raisin a virtual clap. All right. Thank you so much, good Ma'am Raisin. No? So, very good siya nga topic, no? Thank you, good. We learned, good, no, nga when there is there is a psychological safety or ang staff, they feel safe, no, or present ang psychological safety sa office, no, ang mga empleyado, they feel motivated, productive, kag mas excited sila magsulod sa opisina, ma-prevent man natin ng absenteeism, mawala pala, no, so, let us take get, no, ang mga learnings nga, kag ang mga techniques nga gin-share ni Ma'am Raislyn, no, to heart, so we can, foster or we can build a safer and more supportive workplace for everyone. So thank you guys so much. Okay, Ma'am Raisin, do you have something to... Okay na, okay. Okay na si Ma'am Raisin. Okay, how about Ma'am Mia? Do you have anything to share, Ma'am? Okay, none of it from Mami. Okay, so with that, Ma'am Raislyn, thank you once again. And idulong naman sa imo ang imo nga certificate. We'll visit you sa UP, Ma'am, ha? Okay, so thank you, good Ma'am. You may now free to leave the Zoom nga application. Thank you, good Ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so thank you. Sir Percy, are you na Sir Percy? Okay, kagina pa ni Sir Percy, ginahulat ko lang. Okay, thank you good for all of your active participation, everybody. So here is the link for the attendance. So you can pwede nyo siya, ang inyong phone, no, scan nyo lang ni siya. And then, or you can go to bit.ly /psych_attendance. And si Miss Ami Man sent the link, no, on the chat box. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this or you can take a photo, no, para madali. Okay, so nakapag-attendance na ba? So we finished earlier than expected. No, it's only 4 o'clock. All right, so if you're done taking photo or screenshotting the attendance link, okay, let us now proceed sa evaluation naman. Evaluation form. So here is the link, no, for the evaluation. So you can take a photo or a screenshot of this, no? Or you can go to bit.ly /fostering_psych_evaluation. And Ma'am Ami will also send the link through the Google chat. The Zoom chat. All right, so please be reminded, no, to input your correct email address and then your complete names. Okay, so whatever man yung ibutang nyo dira, amo na siya ang ibutang sa inyong certificate. And you will only be open, no, we'll be opening the evaluation form and the attendance form for until Friday only, and we will be open for questions or clarifications that you may have, and 7 days after this webinar. All right, so if you're done taking photos of the evaluation, let us now proceed sa lap form. So this is where you're going to upload your lap form. So please note nga hindi nyo na siya pag-isend no sa email. Okay, so this is where you're going to upload your lap form. And also, please make sure that the lap form is duly signed by your supervisor before submitting it or uploading it to this link bit.ly/4HRIKYM. Alright, so I hope nga that is clear sa inyo tanan. So, clear ba siya? If it's clear to everyone, can you please give me a thumbs up? Or busy na ang tanan sa pag answers ng evaluation sa attendance. Alright, so thank you so much, Ma'am Vinia and Ma'am Kenny, Ma'am Deandra. Thank you, Ged. Okay, so please pasend po ulit ng evaluation form. Okay, Ma'am. So again, this is the link for the evaluation form. Alright. So please make sure not to send the evaluation. Hindi pwede nga nag-send ka evaluation form, then gaan ka na sang certificate. Dapat both get ang ipass, okay? The evaluation and the lab form. And if you fail to send us or to submit your evaluation and the lab form, then sa next hindi ka naka-avail sang webinars just like this one. And your evaluation is very important to us because dira kami actually nagakuha bala sang mga topics na or webinars na i-conduct naman sa next year naman, 2025. Okay, so hope na ibutang nyo gid dira no sa may area section sa evaluation wherein you're going to suggest topics no that you would like for us to conduct some webinar next year. For Jeanette Coapa, for the lab form po, diin siya isend. Alright, so here ma'am is the link for the lab form. Hindi siya ma'am pag-isend. Bali, sa diri nga link na naka-flash sa inyong screen, you need to upload it here. So again, do not send it sa email. No, kaya ang amon yung email bombarded now with the submissions ng lab form. So we created a folder wherein dira nyo na i-upload ang inyo nga lab form. And once again, before uploading it sa folder, please make sure that it is duly signed by your immediate supervisor. Thank you. So I hope you're clear na ha. All right. So once again, we at the Learning and Development section would like to thank everyone for joining us sa aton webinar this afternoon, and we would also like to give a special shout out and thank you sa aton RICTMS team headed by Sir Reynantes Wamen. We would also like to thank Sir Michael Camandillo, Sir Mark Islaban, Ma'am May Balan Palencia, si Ma'am Rina also. So thank you again, everybody, and we hope we hope see you in 2025. So thank you, everyone. God bless you.
Recording stopped.
Day only. And we
Recording stopped.
day only. And we
Recording stopped.
only. And we
Recording stopped.